Greetings and welcome to Sonic Odyssey, the video channel dedicated to bringing you music reviews from the last 5 decades or so, all the way through to the present. And today we're going to be looking at something celebrating its 40th anniversary. Before we begin though, let's remember to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all the latest things Sonic Odyssey, and also you can share the video with your friends through social media. And if you're so inclined, you can visit our Patreon page, where we have set up a couple of tiers for people who wish to help donate to the channel to keep the channel alive. And it's anything from a couple of dollars a month can help keep the things going afloat here. So please feel free to check out our Patreon campaign, the link for which is in the show description below. Okay, today we're going to be looking at an album that I really enjoy called Air Pocket by Roger Powell. Roger Powell is probably most famous for having been the keyboardist for Todd Rundgren's Utopia, and he's also played with David Bowie on as a touring keyboardist. He's a marvelous musician, tremendous gift for finding unique sounds and bringing them to the fore in his music. So why don't we give a small listen to one of the tracks from Air Pocket, and this track is called Landmark. It's one of the few tracks on the album to contain lyrics. 3 out of the 10 songs on the album have vocals. Other ones are all instrumental. So this is Landmark from Air Pocket by Roger Powell, released in 1980. Landmark has a special place in my heart because it points to, in lyrical content, having a touchstone, having something to serve as a landmark, something to guide your way, something to make sure you stay on the path that you're intending to go down. And also it's got really great grooves in it. Air Pocket was released in 1980 and has the distinction of being voted the #1 album of the year by Keyboard magazine. Its popularity in the Billboard charts reached as high as 203, but it's still a really great album and full of marvelous keyboard and synthesizer riffs throughout. Roger Powell himself used to actually work with Moog and ARP, the 2 competing synthesizer manufacturers at the time. And Roger Powell did a marvelous job of also creating the first kind of handheld, not stationary or based, but handheld, carry around, walk around on stage synthesizer kits called the Powell probe, and that allowed him to have freedom to walk around the stage and play the synthesizer. So that was pretty cool. And Air Pocket is a really mostly mellow album. You know, it's kind of jazz fusionist almost. The sound stylings and the soundscapes that are painted are all marvelously done because the synthesizer affords so much uniqueness of sound. And we'll hear a little bit more of that right now in a bit of another track from the album called March of the Dragon Slayers. You can almost get the feeling during March of the Dragon Slayers that this is, in fact, an army of men clad for war going off to take on the great dragons. It has that, you know, slight militaristic but also thumping beat to it. There's not a lot that I can say about this album because it's not that well known, and Roger Powell himself is mostly known for the things I've already mentioned. But I thought this was a good album to introduce to my viewers because it has such a unique soundscape. And that's kind of what we're into here at Sonic Odyssey. So I thank you for watching. If I had to, I would give this album probably 4 out of 5 stars. It's got a lot of great catchy riffs to it. The mellow tendencies of it and the rhythmic tendencies of it keep you engaged. You find yourself coming back to it again and again, and each time you do, you find that it's got something more to offer. With that being said, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'm glad to be back. My shoulder surgery was successful. I'm not yet healed up entirely, but I'm getting there and going to physical therapy, and hopefully I'll be back on track and getting these videos out regularly to you, the viewer. Please remember again to like, share, and subscribe, and also feel free to visit the Patreon page. And with all that being said, all that's left to be said is, until next time, bye-bye.